Welcome back to another episode of The Basement. I'm your host, Wyatt. A man went berserk after his lack of dipping sauce from a McDonald's and even called in a bomb threat. That was at a McDonald's. Imagine what he would do if he didn't have his dipping sauce at a 5-star restaurant. Things would be catastrophic. And Biden and Trudeau made a friendly bet on the Stanley Cup final. And immediately after making the bet, Biden went home and looked up what is the Stanley Cup and whether it has any association with the Flat Stanley book series. And a jaw lock was created to help fight obesity. And you might be thinking, that sounds like torture. You'd be right. It pretty much is torture. But is it as mean as fighting obesity with the Peloton instructors, who are arguably worse than torture? And Charlie Munger, a man whose name I have never heard before, is saying that the Robinhood stock trading app is sleazy. Now, I think Charlie might have just been looking in the mirror because this is what he looks like. And Tucker Carlson believes the NSA is spying on him. Now, this is obviously wrong for 2 reasons. 1, no one really cares about Tucker Carlson. And 2, after Tucker Carlson's show is done, he just sits there in the dark, staring, unblinking. So I don't think anyone's really spying on old Tucker. And a girl in Tennessee went missing, and people are out looking for her, but are we sure we want to find her? Because this is the picture of her. She seems very scary. Our movie review for this week is Raya and the Last Dragon, which is about dragons if they were actually good things and didn't just go around killing people like they do in almost any other movie. This is a Disney movie, so of course the main character loses a parent in the movie, and you see it coming, mostly because it's a Disney movie. It would be more shocking if the parents just stayed alive for the entirety of a Disney movie. This movie also features a dragon that talks a lot like any ant ever, and was also on the swim team at some point. It also has some of the worst quips imaginable. And I mean, I understand why they're bad. You don't have a lot of time to write one-liners if you're also trying to save the world. But it's to the point where you'd rather them just, fight instead of talking. It's very unnecessary. And all the dragons in this movie do look like they could be in My Little Pony. And they also have some of the weirdest powers comparably. Like, some of them can summon rainstorms and shapeshift, which is super cool and like, wow, that sounds like a power that a dragon might have. And then others can create fog, which is all right, I guess. This episode of The Basement was brought to you by horror movies. Do you want to feel stressed out while watching a movie? Like you've had a hard, stressful day, and now you just want to spend like 2 hours on edge and always jumping. Well, then you'll love horror movies. They're especially good for people who live alone and get lonely sometimes, because after you finish a horror movie, you won't feel like you're alone anymore. Thanks for watching another episode of The Basement. I'm your host, Wyatt, and don't forget to let me know what movie you'd want me to review next down in the comments. I'll see you next time.